Join me in welcoming to the microphone His Excellency, Distinguished Senator Douye Diri, MOP.
Thank you. Please be seated. Your Excellency, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and Commander-in-Chief, here ably represented by my friend, the Honorable Minister of Information. Let me recognize my brother governor from Cross River State, who is also ably here represented by the Honorable Commissioner for Information. Your Excellency, the one I describe as the workaholic and resourceful Deputy Governor of our dear state, Senator Lawrence Erujakpo. And my leader and our elder statesman, who is also part of this conference, Your Excellency Chief Segun Oshoba, former governor of Ogun State. The Speaker and members of the Bayelsa State House of Assembly here present, the Honorable Commissioner for Information and members of the Bayelsa State Executive Council who are here present in their numbers. Special advisors to the President and very senior special assistants, I acknowledge your presence. And of course, to my dear brother and friend, who is the chairman of the event, the Duke himself. Elders of this conference, Your Royal Majesty King Bobaraye Dakolo, the chairman of the Traditional Rulers Council of Bayelsa State. Eze Anaba, the president of the Nigerian Guild of Editors. The guest speaker, other top government functionaries here present, editors all over Nigeria that are gathered here today, invited guests, members of the Fourth Estate of the Realm. Good afternoon. For us, it's a thing of joy to host this all-important body, the Nigerian Guild of Editors. And that's why I grabbed the opportunity with two hands when I was contacted. Let me, on behalf of the government that we have tagged the Government of Prosperity and the good people of Bayelsa State, welcome you formally and officially to Bayelsa State, Yenagoa, the capital of Bayelsa State. And as the Conqueror noted, here when we say welcome, we will tell you in three distinctive dialects. Noah, Noah, Noah. You say yeah. Noah, Noah, Aloha, Aloha, Ibote. Please clap for yourselves. I bring you very warm greetings from the government and the people of Bayelsa State, the glory of all lands. Particularly welcoming you to your own annual general meeting at a time like this in our country where we will certainly need you for the growth and future development of this country. And this meeting will also, I believe, enable you to uphold the tenets of your very noble profession. The significance of the media in every democratic governance has been recognized as far back as the 17th century. And most times, you are described as the unofficial fourth arm of government, the fourth pillar of democracy. And there can be no democracy if you are not there. Therefore, democracy can only thrive if you are there and there very effectively. As ethnic nationalities and diverse interests vie for attention, your work serves as a beacon of hope, promoting understanding and unity in these very turbulent times around our nation. And not just our nation, the world at large. We have just been informed by the Duke that one person who has won elections in faraway United States is ringing bell all across the world. And so whether you go left or you go right, the decision is yours. And your role as guardians of truth is more critical now than ever before. Integrity remains the cornerstone of your profession, building trust with the public and fortifying the foundations of healthy democracy. Economic growth and development strategies in a resource-rich country. Your theme for this conference is both relevant, timely, and very apt. We find ourselves at a pivotal moment in Nigeria's journey towards sustainable development. Our nation brims with abundance of resources, yet poverty and underdevelopment persists across countless states, communities, and that, to me, is a very striking paradox. In Bayelsa State, for instance, a major contributor to Nigeria's oil and gas production, we face severe environmental challenges, economic hardship. For long, we have been ignored, as own stories dismissed, and our rights trampled upon. Yet, we have decided not to be silenced or erased. I was very happy when His Excellency, the former governor of Ogun, I thought he was going to do that privately with me. I didn't know he was coming here to also say how villagerized Yenagoa was. And of course, that is the truth. He was saying it from experience and what he saw. It was just one road, not a dual carriage road. Those of us who know, whilst we are still in Old River State, Yenagoa was the capital of Yenagoa Local Government Council area. But today, he came in and he was marveled. And throughout my interaction with him, he kept repeating the village of Yenagoa that he knew before. And what was the miracle that has been done? And I told him the miracle was the creation of Bayelsa State by late General Sani Abacha. And so again and again, let me use this opportunity to acknowledge late General Sani Abacha. He may mean a different thing to some other people, but for us from Bayelsa State, he was a great general. And I believe that there are other leaders who have done worse things than General Abacha, and they are there. But not for General Abacha, we will not have this event holding here today. In Bayelsa State, like I said, we have contributed so much, and we all know that particularly because you are the people who have the pen that is mightier than the sword. And I know you have been doing justice to it. Now, two recent events have strengthened my resolve to drive a thoughtful and intentional dialogue about responsible resource management in our country. It was my pleasure when I was invited by the University of Nigeria, Nsukka, and that university community invited me for their 64th annual Founders Day celebration, where I presented a lecture focusing on the pivotal issues of structural inequality and imbalance within the Nigeria's federal structure. And even on our dining table today, because these are daily things in our lives, we have been talking about it. And for me, this is the best opportunity that we have editors who are now gathered here in Yenagoa. Are we running a true federalism? Are we running a unitary system of government in Nigeria and call it a federal structure of governance? And until we address these basic issues, we'll be moving around the same circle. And we must, for instance, rethink the outdated idea of states that have rights to the surface in their own land, while the federal government monopolizes valuable underground resources in their land. And we all know this, the Land Use Decree. And I highlighted some of these key issues in that lecture, including fiscal autonomy, fiscal federalism, and restricted authority of state governors and governments who are chief security officers only in name. There was this joke in Lagos when the governor of Lagos accosted a police sergeant, and he told the governor that I don't take orders from you, I take orders from above. A police sergeant. And yet, in Lagos State, the governor is the chief security what? Officer. So how do you become a chief security officer when a police sergeant can tell you to your face that I don't take orders from you? I will refrain from delving deeper into this topic here, as copies of my lecture are available even online. The second is the submission of the Bayelsa State Oil and Environment Commission's report to the State Executive Council, making a very significant milestone. The comprehensive report, which was put together by international professors, international researchers, and scientists, shed light on the devastating impact of oil and gas pollution in Bayelsa State, highlighting the urgent need for remedial actions and sustainable solutions. That report paints a very devastating picture of environmental degradation, destruction, impunity, and severe harm to our land, waters, community health, alarming, and it reveals that Bayelsa bears the brunt of 25% of Nigeria's oil and gas pollution, yet receives very insufficient compensation by way of 13% derivation. The report recommends an urgent need for reparation, remedial action, and sustainable solution to address the catastrophic impact of this pollution on our ecosystem and the people of Bayelsa State. Some focus, as I said, on the 13% derivation funds allocated to oil-producing states. It is crucial to acknowledge that far more devastating 83% is what I term as deprivation to the oil-producing states. And this stark disparity underscores the need for a comprehensive reform in the allocation of resources and in the governance structure of our country, Nigeria. This Tuesday, I had the privilege of leading a high-powered delegation of stakeholders from Bayelsa State to discuss these and other connecting issues with His Excellency, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Bola Ahmed Adivila. And I'm deeply gratified by his own courtesies, his understanding of our presentation, and the many issues that have agitated our people, and his deep understanding of our issues here in Bayelsa State and indeed in the Niger Delta. I'm bringing this crucial sequence of events to your attention because I believe we share a common conviction echoed in Martin Luther King Jr.'s very powerful words that injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. As editors and chief communicators in our society, you have the power to shine a light on these injustices. And I believe that today is one day that you will need to shed that light. Therefore, we implore you, as influential as your voices will be, to advocate for policies that prioritize sustainable development and empower local communities. The discussions are not just abstract concepts. They are directly affecting the life of the people, particularly those suffering from resources exploitation, environmental degradation, and unequal economic access. And for us, as a state government, the question is, what have you done with your 13%? That is the usual question we have. And from the confessions of our leader, who was here some 15 years ago, you can see that the 13% is working, sir. Maybe not absolutely, not very perfectly, but if not for that 13%, I am sure that you will not have seen the level of growth and development that you have witnessed from when General Abacha created Bayelsa State up until today. And so I would also like to just give you a little report of what we have done, but I know that you are also going out as part of your program to see things for yourself. And I'm sure by the time you go around our state. And I'm happy also that you came at a time when we are flawed in Bayelsa. And that is one thing that is synonymous to our state, so to speak, over the years. And it's beyond the capacity of a state government. And so we have been asking for support from our federal government to see what we can do about the flooding of Bayelsa. But as you go around our projects, you will see things for yourself and how difficult our terrain is. For us, that should not be an excuse. The Duke have just said, times are tough, we have to be tougher. And so we in Bayelsa State do not see terrain. We see development, we see growth, and we move towards developing and growing our state. So therefore, we have made tremendous progress on several legacy projects that are transforming the lives of our people, and our flagship initiatives include the 3 senatorial roads. In every senatorial district, we still have local governments in Bayelsa that cannot be accessed by road, and local government headquarters that cannot be accessed by road. For instance, by the time you visit southern Niger, the headquarters of that local government area, one of the largest local government areas in Nigeria, you will discover that it is now that we are constructing a bridge and a road to the headquarters of that local government area. So we have the 3 senatorial roads, moving our communities to the Atlantic Ocean and unlocking the vast potentials of blue economy, and that was why we have been talking about it. We are very happy that the president recognized our maritime riches and created a Ministry of Maritime and Blue Economy. And Bayelsa was the first state to follow suit by creating a Ministry of Maritime and Blue Economy. And as well as the iconic, one of your legends, the iconic Ernest Ikoli Media Complex. I'm sure by the time you go out, you will see all of this. Arguably in West Africa, one of the most impressive journalists that we had in his days. And these projects and many others are our commitment to credible, transparent stewardship, ensuring that our resources are utilized efficiently, effectively for the greater good of our people. And in this second tenure, as noted by my brother, that I'm very calm. I'm still not too calm, sir. But at least now you're on your second tenure, so the fears of elections and all that it comes with is over. So we created what we call the Assured Program. It's an assured agenda that we want to pursue in this final lap of our administration. And it simply means A stands for Agricultural Revolution and Blue Economy. S stands for Sports and Youth Development. And the other S, because it's double S, the other S stands for Security and Peace. The U stands for Urban Renewal and Rural Development. And R stands for Robust Healthcare Delivery. E stands for Energy Generation and Economic Growth. And let me let you know, maybe you are in hotels where you have power. Bayelsa has been without power for the past 3 months. Your hotels have light, so you may not know that the people of this state have been living without power for the past 3 months. The reason was that electrical installations, particularly towers of the transmission company of Nigeria, were vandalized by criminals. And after that vandalization, the state has experienced darkness up until today. The other ones that happened in the north was also a similar thing, but air power has been restored in the north. But in our state here for 3 months, still counting, there is no electricity. And we are working hand in glove with the transmission company of Nigeria, who are the owners of the towers. As you are all aware, energy was again under the exclusive list, particularly transmission. And so it was only with the coming of Mr. President, the current president, that he liberalized it and signed into law that bill that now allows state governments to generate and distribute energy. And so for us as a state, we are very rich in gas, even more than oil. Now we are working with the TCN to restore the national grid, but we are not stopping there. We have now moved beyond that to see how we can have our own independent power supply through the gas turbines. And the last is diversifying education towards innovation, technology with guaranteed quality delivery. And for us, we have shifted our educational system from paper qualification. I believe that part of the problem of Nigeria is that we depend too much on titles. Graduate, first degree, master's degree, PhD. These days, people are fond of, after having their names, PhD. PhD. For me, there must be a hands-on education. And so we have a paradigm shift in education, and we are constructing technical and science-based colleges in all local government areas of the state. Most of them have been completed and fully equipped. I am sure that by the time you are going out for your tour, you will visit some of these schools. And the idea is that we don't want graduates to come out, people to come out from school and become jobless. So from the secondary school level, they will be useful to themselves by employing themselves and becoming employers of labor themselves. And in these schools, they are tuition free, and boarding is provided for by the government. Feeding free, uniforms free. And most of them have started functioning. And I sincerely hope that during your time, you will find a moment in your very busy schedule to visit some of our projects, like I've said already, and invite you to engage with us in this journey. Your insights, reports, and critique, you know, that is one thing that you know how to do very well. But very positive critiques, please. I am sure if you do that very positively, it will impact us as a state government and also the federal government. When those who fund the press have significant influence over the content, it can compromise the press's ability to report truthfully and hold those in power accountable. We have heard it over and over when the chairman was also making his submissions. You are the conscience of the country, of government. And so if government is doing anything wrongly, you are the ones that will bring it out. And we want that to be done truthfully, not in today's social media style. For those of us who belong to the old generation, we don't want our newspapers to die. And that is why up until today, my chief press secretary will ensure that on daily basis, he goes on to buy all the newspapers for me to read. So, a test of the news, co-authored with Charles Menz, which highlighted the dangers of biased reporting and the importance of journalistic standards. They found that even reputable newspapers, like the New York Times that we all know about, could sometimes fall prey to propaganda and misinformation. And I pray that those are some of the issues that your conference will look at, so that we should uphold the truth in Nigeria. And for us in Bayelsa, the Duke, my friend, called me as a Governor General of Bayelsa. And that was because the friend of Oshoba, when he was the governor of Bayelsa State, they called him, late Chief DSP Alamesaya, as Governor General of the Ijaw Nation. And I will not forget when the president at that time, former President Obasanjo, came, and he was introduced as the Governor General of the Ijaw Nation. The former president told him, Alamesaya, are you Governor General of Bayelsa or Governor General of Ijaw Nation? You better take the one that you have been elected to do as the Governor of Bayelsa. So, Your Excellency, I'm the Governor of Bayelsa. The press faces a daunting challenge, maintaining neutrality sometimes while ensuring financial sustainability. I don't claim to have all the answers, and perhaps there isn't a straightforward solution to this challenge. However, I firmly believe it is time for very bold actions from the press. There is a moral imperative to find the right balance, and I pray that you should find the right balance in this conference. And now that you are in the glory of all lands in Bayelsa State, and I keep saying it, which was what Taribio, the MC, talked about. If you come to Nigeria and you have not visited Bayelsa, consider yourself that you have not visited Nigeria. And then you say you are visiting the Niger Delta, and you go around all the states of the Niger Delta without visiting Bayelsa. Know that you have not visited the Niger Delta. The reason is that Bayelsa is more riverine than River State. Bayelsa is more deltaic than Delta State. And so this is the epicenter of the Niger Delta. And so if you are coming into the Niger Delta, your first port of call should be in Bayelsa State. Here, I am sure that by now some of you would have tasted our local cuisine, the KKF. Not yet. Not yet. Okay, don't worry. I'm hosting you. Is it Saturday or Friday? By Friday. So you will taste it. So I encourage you to take your time to explore the state. Look at the nooks and crannies. And if there is any value that you will add, not the type of value the MC wanted my elder to add, but even if you add that, we will accept it. Explore the beautiful terrain of our state and be at peace with yourself. Because in Bayelsa, we have ensured that our state is peaceful, our state is secured. And for those of you who still have the strength to club, please, even by 2 o'clock, you are free to club in Bayelsa. So as a state government, on behalf of the people of Bayelsa State, we take pride in hosting this all-important annual conference. And once again, I wish you very fruitful and inspiring meetings and sessions, and may your deliberations truly contribute significantly to the advancement of democracy in our country. Thank you, and God bless you all.